stripy lights, stripy lights, stripy lights. This is lovely. It's like you're in a disco. Like quiet disco, whisper disco. Hello. This is the first episode of Cuppa Chats on the My Purple Life vlog channel, and the first episode is called Tarot in a Taxi. There we are. We are literally in a taxi. We are in YouTube space in London, and it just right at the front, just in front of the cafe which you've seen before, there's a taxi in the window, and what better place than to do tarot?
Yes.
Yeah. So, I'm with Amy. This is Amy from Amy's Angel Guidance.
Yep.
Superstar guidance lady.
Thank
Tarot
you.
guidance lady.
Thank you.
Psychic guidance lady.
Yeah.
Amy wrote to me, emailed. We don't write snail mail anymore. Wish we
No,
did.
it'd be quite fun.
I do sometimes get handwritten letters.
Well, there you
through
go.
the post. It's really
Keep them
nice.
coming. It's
really
nice.
And Amy emailed me before Christmas, probably I think it was around late November time, something like that, and you had a reading for me, didn't you? And it was absolutely 100% spot on. I went onto her channel, I was really enjoying everything that she had to say, and suddenly we're in YouTube space and we're meeting, and that's it.
It just happened. Literally
Yeah.
just happened.
So what we're going to do today is a reading, a tarot reading. So we'll move the camera a little bit further down, and you can see a bit clearer what we're doing. So this is the last they're going to see of us beautiful ladies.
None of this, though.
None of that.
No.
It took us ages to get the lighting right. There's a light just above us, and it was just horrendous.
It was
wasn't
like, hello, dark circles.
Yeah. So we turned that one off. We've got a spotlight on us over there, and we're looking fabulous.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'll show you around the taxi. It's a bit odd, isn't it? But it's kind of a London theme in the window. You'll see when I show you around, you'll be able to see. There's a phone box and some cobbles in the window, and then the taxi. And a lamp. I think there's a lamp. Yeah, there's a street sign.
Oh, yeah, so there is.
Nice, isn't it?
There's
I don't know how long.
just
this-
behind us. Oxford Street.
Oxford Street. I'll show you that one later. Yeah, I don't know. They usually change the window quite often and do different themes for people to film. So we're just taking advantage. We've got we have our tea, our cuppas. Sissy, the barista, is not here today because it's a Saturday, unfortunately. Otherwise, she'd be in our vlog, I think. So we don't have the barista machine. Is that what you call it?
Yeah.
The barista machine's not in action. So we have herbal teas going on. We both have chosen the same herbal tea. We've got a Clipper, which is one of my faves.
It's nice and fruity.
Nice and fruity. But they have literally everything here. I'll show you around the kitchen in a bit as well.
Nice and crinkly.
Amy, would you like to introduce yourself and tell everyone about who you are and what you do?
What I do?
Yeah.
Well, I am most likely 100% like you guys. I absolutely love my tingles. And I am from Nottingham, so a little bit up north. I am a tarot. I started off as just a tarot reader, just starting to do that as a hobby. And I have incorporated the gifts of being able to see, hear and communicate with spirits, which is wonderful. I've been able to do that since I was a child, but I've kind of been in denial about it over the years. But no, I love it now. It's the best feeling in the world to be able to relay messages on from other people, for other people, for clients, you know. I also deal in astrology and life coaching, so if you guys have ever got problems and you want somebody to help you through them, that's what I'm here for. So, but I also do a lot of meditation and delve into hypnotherapy just as of recently as well. So I'm just a bit of a mixed bag, but tarot is my forte and I absolutely love it. So there you go.
Oh, good for you. I'll link everything underneath the video so you can get in touch with Amy if you want to. You've got a website, haven't you?
I have.
YouTube channel, website, and
yes,
emails and all that stuff.
All the same. I'm even on
social media.
Yeah, all Amy's Angel Guidance, and it's even on Google Images now. It's very bizarre, but there you go.
Do you mind if I ask you how old you are? I might not put it on if you don't want me to.
I'm nearly 27.
Wow, she's so young. So I'm not pretending to know a huge amount of psychics or people that do what you do, but I would take a guess that you are extremely young to be doing what you're doing.
I am. A lot of, if you speak to anybody that does tarot and psychic energy and astrology and stuff, your focal point, they usually start from around 35, and that's not being ageist, that's just fact, you know. But I had somebody do me a reading when I first started off, and they said that your soul energy is more into the 40s. So people say to me, like, you're so young, but in, you know, physical body young, but you're so switched on. And I think a lot of people, they just don't take risks anymore, and they just assume that, you know, you're meant to be in a 9-to-5 job and you're meant to do this and you're meant to do that. But sometimes you have to break away from that and say, no, I want to do what I want to do
and just be who you are.
Yeah. Exactly. So there you go.
You're just lucky that you found who you are early on.
Yeah.
It takes some people a lot longer to work out. It took me a lot longer. I knew I had to do something, but I didn't know what it was, and so I've spent so many years being out of tune with just being off my path and trying to find the right path, and knowing that what I was doing was good, but it wasn't right, and it wasn't everything I was meant to be doing. And I actually felt so guilty being a mom that I had children, and I thought to myself, well, that should be enough. You know, it should be. You should be walking around thinking, this is my purpose. I absolutely adore being a mum, which I do, but there was something missing, and I didn't know what it was.
The same with me. I've always had my children, but I've always felt something was missing in my life as well. I remember when I was with my ex, this is going back 2009, 2010, I said to him, I said, I want to be a journalist when I am older. I knew I wanted to be in front of a camera, but for what reason I didn't know. Yeah. And I wanted to help people, but again, no idea how. Yeah. And he said to me, who on earth would want to be listening to you on a camera? And that was the focal point for me to go, right, I'm going to go and do something and just prove him wrong. And
good for you.
Yeah.
And you're not with him anymore.
No, I'm not.
And how many children do you have?
3. I was told. People say to me, gosh, you're nearly 27. I'm 27 like next week. You're nearly 27. You've got 3 children. Yes, but I was told I could never have them medically. Really? I was infertile, but I defied science. So sorry, science. I have 3, and I have 2 girls and a boy. And my little boy especially is very intuitive. He's took after me with the talents. He can see things, and he sees my dad a lot in spirit, and he tells me, I've seen Grandad again, like it's nothing. And I swore, when I was younger, I was told, well, you need to stop with the silliness, you need to stop that. And actually, as I found out, with my son, if you actually enhance that by actually saying, yeah, that's great that you can see things, that's wonderful, that makes them feel more comfortable in their own skin and more able to do things. So it's really wonderful. So there you go. Yeah.
Okay, so let's move the camera down, shall we?
Yeah.
Right, so now we've got nice close-up shot. We're going to do a tarot reading. We've got our crystals to hand. I thought I'd bring my amethyst with me today, just because it's nice, and I generally carry this little pouch with a few different crystals in. I've got Joy, who is my quartz crystal skull, and she kind of hangs around with me all the time. She's in a lot of the videos in the background or in my pocket. Yeah, she's very shiny and beautiful today. And my amethyst pendulum. So they're going to join us for this little session. I just had those in my bag. And you like crystals as well, don't you?
I do indeed. Yeah. I do indeed. An amethyst is very much a calming It's a very calming crystal, very grounding. I have one an amethyst in my car. It's probably about that big, and I hang it above a little wire thing above my mirror. And every time I get in the car, I touch that amethyst, and it keeps me calm while I'm driving. Highly recommend that.
It's beautiful, isn't it? Look, I love these points.
Mm.
I make sure to keep them out of the sunshine just so that they don't fade. They're quite deep colour on the ends. Look.
I always put mine, especially with any new moon or full moon, I charge them under the moonlight. It's lovely.
That's got a few points on. Love these. So yeah, they're joining us, and it's going to be a generalised reading, isn't it? Would you like to explain what's going on?
So a generalised reading is for everybody. So it's a very, very nice reading for people that want a sort of a rough idea on what maybe is coming up for them. You know, you watch them on YouTube, astrologers talking about what the energy of the week is, and that's what I do. I do my energy of the week. So
this is an energy of the week.
It is indeed.
But if they contacted you, then obviously it would be a personalised.
Absolutely. We go into everything. I can tell you what your ascendant sign is, what your moon sign is. I can tell you, you know, what's coming from your past going into your future, where you need to work on, what's coming up for you. People like to know about love, which ironically, partnerships and alliances, just right there. This card signifies the male and the female energy there. However, this can be partnerships in business, just like we are. You know, we're talking about YouTube and all things wonderful. But this is about being around people that have your best interest. So not being around people that are toxic, that don't want the best for you. And then you have material and spiritual prosperity. So this is a journey of self-discovery within yourself and looking out into the horizon, seeing where you're going in the future, because not a lot of people think about how grateful they should be for what they have now, because usually when they don't have that and they're constantly doing a bit of this, being trapped in fear, and fear is something that is fueling our world at the moment. So if you remove this out of the picture, this is where your ego, your mind is going to tell you that you're not good enough. The energy for you this week is to be around people that have your best interest, you know, with Valentine's Day energy. It doesn't matter if you're single and are in a relationship, just be around people that make you feel happy and wanted and needed. But ultimately, this is thinking about your spiritual side and thinking about your goals, where you're going this year. You know, we're still early doors in 2018, anything can happen. Then you've got the 3 and you've got the 6. In the numerology, we've got this little pattern forming here. You've got number 8 right there, doesn't fit into this, so we take that away. You take the fear out of situations this week, and this beautiful cycle will keep on happening for you. So trust me, take the fear away this week, and wonderful things will happen. And there you go.
That's really nice. And what deck is this?
This is called the Psychic Tarot.
Yeah.
And it's lovely, and it's by, I cannot think for the life of me his name, John something over the top of my head. But I
always forget names when I'm on the spot, and someone's blowing their nose over there, which is helpful.
It's really, really helpful. I have another deck with me as well. They're called Crazy Sexy Love Notes. I absolutely adore this deck. The artistic side is beautiful. Something bigger is on the way. I'll show you up close. Something bigger is on the way, and then on the back you have these beautiful affirmations that you can relay back to. So I highly recommend this deck if you guys are interested in something like that. It's a lady with a dog, you know, something, she's skipping off into the distance, into the horizon, just like this one. They both have suns on the cards. It's just about being out there and not being afraid to be who you are.
These cards would make a really nice ASMR video, wouldn't they?
They really would.
Because you could read the affirmations on the back.
And you could whisper those really nice.
Yeah, wow. Oh, I'd quite like that.
Potential video.
Could I pick some cards out for myself?
Of course you can. So what you want to do, just put them ones back in. If you...
Shall I shuffle them?
Yeah, you give them a shuffle.
I'm not very good at shuffling.
I used to shuffle like that, so
professional, so I'll just do it this way.
I watched a YouTube video to learn how to shuffle, so it's
Did you?
fine. I used to do it like that, yeah.
I know you have to do it kind of like, I think my hands are too small maybe. You want to kind of
do.
Like that, yeah?
Yeah, and then if you put the deck, oops. See, this one was for you, it was meant to come out.
Okay.
It's meant to come out.
Okay.
So if you place the cards back in, so now your energy is quite firmly in those cards, so it's good.
Mm-hmm.
So you have one there.
Do I pick a...
You can pick as many as you want.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah. Just whatever you feel drawn to.
Well, let me just keep shuffling, and I think another one's going to come out when it's ready.
Mm-hmm. They do.
I'm getting really excited now. I get really excited around crystals, and I get really excited with... There it is.
There it is.
Doing stuff like this.
My clients like choosing them as well.
Yeah.
It's very difficult when you do a Skype one, but I just say, tell me when to stop, and then they do. It's quite cool. So there you have 3 cards.
Okay. Straighten them out.
Yeah, they move slightly. They're bent a little bit.
So do you want me to turn them over?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're putting your energy into them. Okay.
I'm excited.
Oh, these are good. Really good cards. So the black cards, they are what I call major arcanas. So they are as I call the bosses of the deck. So they're the really important messages that you will receive from these. So you've got sacrifice and wisdom. So when those two come out together is always an indication of what you've learned throughout your life makes you the person that you are. And they're basically, you see it on the card, the book. It's like he is holding the book of your life. And say this is you in the distance here, he's saying, right, this is radiating energy, this pure and positive.
Yeah.
But you've done that yourself, not anybody else. Nobody else is telling you how you should or shouldn't live your life. You've done that on your own. And then you've got the white dog, which indicates purity. Then you've got sacrifice, and this one makes me laugh because it always, the slogan that should be written across it is sacrifice the stress. And that's, like I said in your reading, you are like very much like myself. You're like a sponge. You pick up on energy, and you see that the energy is radiating out of the mind there because we're releasing the ego-based thoughts. We're releasing the things that we're saying that we're not good enough, and so you've chosen that card really because you've learned to do that. So the way that I would look at it is the past, the present, and the future. So the past is you have sacrifice the stress, Your present moment is standing your ground. It's speaking out for what you love and what you believe in. So I've seen that happen to you already. Like you've been on TV and you've spoke out, this is ASMR, this is the most amazing thing in the world. And you keep on making content. It doesn't matter what people think, you still do it. You're standing your ground and keeping on, you know?
Yeah.
And your future is of that wisdom that you will look back and go, wow, you'll look through those pages of that book and go, this is what I've done. And so overall, from the cards that you've chosen, that I would say sums up your life pretty well. So
Wow, that's cool. Yeah. I've been thinking about that quite a lot lately, just thinking about how one day I know that this ASMR thing is just going to be so normal and accepted, and people aren't going to talk about it being a sexual thing anymore. People are just going to accept it as a sense that some people have and some people don't.
Yeah. It's almost like everybody has an intuition. Everybody has those intuitive thought patterns, but it's whether, in terms of like spiritual, I don't like saying gifts, so to say, but some people can see spirits, hear them, and it's becoming more normal. That, we can take astrology into everyday life, but once upon a time, people would shun that.
Yeah.
And say that it's wrong, So I would love to see a world. ASMR has helped my life so much, when I was a little girl. The Weather Lady on ITV used to make me tingle like crazy, and I could never understand why that particular voice make me tingle.
Yeah.
You know, so it's a wonderful concept.
I was updating my website last night, and I have a page on there, a press page, where I just link all of the press that I've been involved in over the years, and some of it's obviously not very positive and some of it is, and I was wondering whether there's been so many spin-offs from this TV appearance this week, and there were about 6 or 7 other articles that just came off the back of it, and it was just, they just literally just copied off each other and basically said that it was an experiment that went completely wrong, and how awkward it was and everything, and how it was whisper porn and all of that stuff, which obviously I don't feel any of that, and I felt really positive after it, and those articles really don't bother me at all.
No.
But I was wondering whether to put them on the website, because I thought that if I did, then it might upset some people, but then I thought no, because in a few years' time, or maybe even longer, coming back to what you've said here, those are going to be important to read, because we're going to look back on those and go, wow, people actually thought that.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's a document of what we're going through now.
And I'm glad
the
that
ebbs
it's been
and
highlighted.
That's it, yeah, and the ebbs and the flows of this journey. And just as much for everybody else as for me, I want to look back on it and go, wow, you know, we came a long way, and look how horrible it was. And you know, there's so many movements throughout history that, and ASMR is certainly nowhere near as big as any of the struggling movements that have been going on. But you just look at them, and you look at how people used to mock so many things that are normal now.
I get it all the time.
Yeah.
I get trolls on my channel. I get very, very, very influential religious, I want to say, groups trolling my channel, saying that I'm going to hell and Satan's coming to get me, basically. But what I'm doing, I'm not summoning demons. I know the difference between a pure energy and a demon. But it is a wonderful... I always take the good with the bad now. When I first started my channel, I used to sit and read through the comments and get so upset and cry if I get a single dislike. And I know my trolls now. I know who they are. It's very easy to pinpoint. And you watch them do it, and you just think, you're still investing energy into me. So I'm going to take that as a positive. So there you go. You have to you take the negatives and you make them into a positive. You have to. You have no choice but to do that, because otherwise it will consume you. And your ego will be absolutely fueled by fire, if you like. And, you know, as a Piscean myself, it can be very emotional, but you can change your thought patterns and everything, and miracles will happen. And I get clients like going, yeah, but I don't know how to. That's where I teach them how to change their thought patterns. And I lead them to a lot of closure, which is lovely. I like seeing people go to that stage and they come out on the other side. They close that door on the narcissists that have been in their life, and people that have put them down. As soon as you shut that door, wow, it's a good feeling. It really is.
So there we are. That's our reading. That was quite relaxing.
It was.
I enjoyed that.
Bit of an ASMR theme in there.
Yeah, I love watching ASMR tarot
Yeah.
videos. Oh, so nice. I just love the sound of the cards, and they're just chatting away, and on the tracing and the description of it all. Oh,
It's lovely.
yeah. And I really like these cards that came out for me.
They're very tappy.
Very tappy indeed. Thank you very much for being part of this vlog video.
And thank you
Tarot
for
in a
having me.
taxi. Yeah.
Tarot in a taxi.
It's a pleasure.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming. I feel really relaxed now.
I do too.
So this is our Copper Chat. Shall I do it? It's a series.
I think you should.
Yeah. Copper Chat series, episode 1, Tarot in a Taxi. It's got a certain ring to it.
It has.
Yeah.
Tarot in a taxi. I never thought of that. It's brilliant.
So tappy on the cups. Where's your cup gone?
Somewhere. It's down here. you've got smaller hands. I struggle with that.
Have you got long fingers? So move your hand around the back of the cup, and then you can stretch your finger out. See?
Oh, there we go. I don't have very long nails. We're both left-handed as well.
You're left-handed too?
Yes.
Really? Wow.
Yes. I am. Lefty.
Ooh.
Team lefty.
Arty.
Mm-hmm.
Arty creative.
Best way to be.
There you go. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
And goodbye. How do they say it on the telly?
Bye-bye.
Thank you for joining us at this episode of Tara in a Taxi.
We shall see you very soon. Have a wonderful, pleasant day. Ding.
Bye.
Bye.
Mwah.